And Jai Baba friends, on Mother's Day today, 2023, we have mummies Meher, Mikal, me, Marcia, and Marjipan, and others coming. And we welcome all of you mummies to our Mother's Day program. And Meher, this will be her first experience hosting today. So welcome, Meher.
Jai Baba. I'm just going to say a little bit of how we came into Mother's Day. Mothers were, there was a person called this thing, Anna Jarvis, held a memorial service for her mother at St. Andrew's Methodist Church in Grafton in West Virginia. And this was in the year 1908. She celebrated the first Mother's Day program. She was a school teacher, Anna Jarvis held it. And she presented the whole except by Mother's Day as a modern holiday in the United States, though she started the idea. She died protesting against the comedian's event. Many want to know what is the meaning of mother. In Hindi, in India, we call mothers Ma, and in Marathi, we call this thing I in India. These are the two things we call. And I'll read about some others about mother. All houses are dark until mother wakes up. This is by Kali Girbani. Jai Baba.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's right. But with me, sometimes my kids would wake up before me, say, would put up the light and wait till I wake up.
Okay, so now somebody can say something else.
That's lovely, Khalil Gibran. Where's Marcia? I want to hear more about Gulmai, Baba's spiritual mother. I thought that was so interesting. She had such a hard life. She suffered a lot. She Narshawan did he in the Glow, he did several excerpts of her diaries, and wow, she was very devoted though to Baba. Let me see if I see. I'm glad you looked up Mother, Meher.
I have a story of Shireen, but I have to wait to find it. Wait. A fun story of hers with Baba, because they always had these exchanges, you know. She never stopped being his mother, no matter how godly he was. So, wait, I have to find it. Wait. I have to find it. Yeah, I have a lot of excerpts here taken that I never had before. And now I'm taking. So if you have something else, you go ahead.
I'm looking too.
Okay. I got one more.
Oh, good. Okay.
The Goddess of Small Things by Dr. Devirani Singh. I'm the missing socks finder, precious things safekeeper, the leftover food eater, wet towel on a bed hanger, dust on keyboards remover, open toothpaste tubes capper, light switch off shopping encommunizer, homework nagger, appointments reminder, broken tooth extractor, health food enforcer. I'm a mother, the goddess of small things.
Oh, please read it again.
Oh, read it again. Yes, please. That's funny.
The Goddess of Small Things by Dr. Devanya Singh. I am the missing socks finder, precious things safekeeper, the leftover food eater, the towel on the bed hanger, dust on keyboards remover, open toothpaste tube capper, light switch offer, shopping economizer, homework nagger, appointments reminder, the broken tooth extractor, health food enforcer. I am a mother, the goddess of a small things.
Beautiful. Now, who wrote this? Meher?
This somebody sent to me on Mother's Day.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Who wrote it? Who wrote
Oh.
it?
Nobody wrote, just like something came like a Happy Mother's Day, and I
Oh,
liked it,
okay.
so I wrote it and kept it.
Yeah. So I have a joke, and then I have this thing that I found. So the kids, following what Meher said, the kids, when they look for their socks, Mommy, where are the socks? And Mommy, when are we going to eat? And when are we going to do the bath? And when are we going to watch TV? And what's on the menu today? And the questions to father is, Father, where's Mommy? So to Mommy, you turn for everything, and to Father, you turn, hey, Father, where's Mommy? We have to ask something. So this is from Lord Meher about Mother Shireen and Baba. Memo would visit Baba and the woman at Mehrabad for a few days every month, and then return to Pune. She arrived with Jalbai on the 5th September and returned on 11 October with Behram. We're talking about 1938. And so she arrived with Jalbai on 5th September and returned on 11 October with Behram and Perrin. Once she told the woman, don't address Merog as God and don't garland him. For heaven's sake, he will have pride, his ego will become inflated, and he will fall into the pit of arrogance. Overhearing her counsel, Baba declared, but I really am God. You may be God, she conceded, but you are still my child after all. I have given you birth. No, you may be God, she conceded, but you are still my child. After all, I have given you birth. Have you given me birth? He inquired rhetorically. It was I who first gave you birth, and then you bore me. I was your mother in the beginning of creation, and now you are my mother. How could you ever have been my mother when you harass me so much? Memo lamented. Because of you, I cannot show my face anywhere in Pune. Society ridicules me and I have to sit back and put up with it all. Baba replied, but to put up with it all is very good for you. Memo scowled and then referring to the Jesawala family said, Merog, do you have any sense? Why did you send for such a happy family? They are from a wealthy background. What will these poor dears' condition be here when they call them to Mehrabad? Here they will learn what is happiness and what is sorrow, Baba replied. During this period, before retiring for the night, Baba would embrace each of the women mandali at 9 o'clock. No sooner would Baba begin doing this than Memo would walk off and go to her room. Baba would then have to go there to embrace her. He would ask, why do you leave? I have come all the way here to say good night to you. Memo replied, you aren't troubled to embrace others and complain only about coming to embrace me. As Baba was about to leave after embracing her, Memo would call him back on some pretext. This happened 4 or 5 times. Finally stepping out, Baba declared to the others, see how even though I am God, I serve my mother. Memo loved Baba with all her heart And if anyone in Pune said anything derogatory against him in her presence, she would boldly chastise them. Most of the Parsis and the Iranis were dead set against Meher Baba, but Member would tell them, Merog is my God. Remember, you will be destroyed if you speak against him. Bow down at his feet if you have any sense. He is Zoroaster. So she would berate him like any mother in his presence, but then after she would say some good things about him.
And where is this from, Mikal?
This is from Lord Meher, page 1990.
That's wonderful.
Very nice, very nice,
Oh, it's wonderful.
very nice.
And here's a picture of her. Wait, I'll see if I can see. One moment. One moment. Wait. So, wait. Wait 1 minute. 1 minute.
Are you sharing? Oh,
Yeah,
look.
but it's
Beautiful.
not. She's cut on the head. I don't know why, because in the photo she's
Let me
not.
try this.
But let's see if I
Oops.
can. Let's see if I can
Oh,
see others. Others of
Oh, we
her.
can see her. It's good.
You can see her.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's a little cut off. Oh, that's okay though. Oh, those are
Okay.
wonderful.
That's
Oh,
another one. This is
Oh.
if you
Oh,
can
wow.
see, can you pin it up? This is Shireen and Mera in the back, and
that
Gunai.
Gumai. Yeah,
Yeah.
so young.
Mother
The two.
Shireen, mother, spiritual mother
Wow.
Gunai,
Yes, the two mothers. That's
and
a beautiful photo.
yeah, and the feminine
Wow.
mother Mera.
Yeah, look at that. Well, where?
Can you pin it up? Wait, let's see. I
Yeah.
can do that.
Spotlight. Okay. Where?
Yeah.
And that is Golmai on the left.
Yeah,
I
Gunai.
never saw a young picture of her
I
in years
know.
like
Yeah. She always looks so worn and in her later life, she's really
that.
been through.
Mara looks really young. She looks
Doesn't she
sort of
look beautiful?
like
Yeah.
she's pouting. Look at
Uh-huh.
Baba's mother
Oh.
looks happy. Looks
Could you- I would love that. Could you send me that? Do
is
you have
that
that photo?
Norena right
You
there
can
between
take
Mara and yeah.
photo screen from the. You can take the whole photo screen. You
Oh,
know,
I don't know how to
screen
do
photo.
that. I don't know how to do that.
You press. On. Are you on iPad?
No, I'm on a computer.
Hmm.
I'll remind you. I'll email you. I would, if you, do you have that photo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's here.
that's just stunning. Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ralph, I told everybody that we found your dog came home.
Yeah, there
told him
she
your
is.
story.
Here, look there. Now look at her now.
Aw, sleepy girl. Oh no, she's awake.
I
Ralph,
don't know. what- Yeah,
do you have a Mother's Day story?
that's it. No, that,
Oh, there's
What?
Anaita.
do I have a look? I don't know.
Mother's Day. We're celebrating Mother's Day here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a Mother's Day story. When I was probably about 9 years old, both my parents we lived in San Antonio, Texas. And in a neighborhood. And I had this best friend. I was 8 when we moved there. Well, I must have been 10 anyway. This kid, I was sitting out on the curb in front of our house on the street curb and just musing the neighborhood. It was night. And this friend came across the street from across the street, and it wasn't a friend, just a boy. Had red hair, crew cut, red hair and freckles. He introduced himself, says, I have 7 names. And I said, what? I've never heard of anyone having 7 names. He says, yeah. How old are you? I said, I'm 8. And he said, so am I. And he said, my sister saw to it I got a name for everybody in the after every man in the family. And I can still remember those names. And she says, my sister named me Digi. I don't know, remember what it meant, but it was a nickname. Digi, Marlon, Charles, Clifton, Carlos, Hugh, Grammer. Well, then the Grammars moved in time. And in there moved a woman who had been Digi's teacher in grade school. We went to the same grade school. We had different teachers. And this lady was she was divorcee and had a daughter. And she used to date men and they'd come pick her up. They'd go to the wrestling matches in town. And she was really snooty, and I don't know, somehow I had a dim view of her. And when we were kids too, we would sit out and play jacks or foursquare, you know, those games.
Yeah.
And like that. And during the day, and my parents would be at work. And if I weren't in a daycare center, Mom would hire someone to come and keep house and fix me a lunch and just be there. I usually hung out in the hood with the kids who weren't in school. As it would have been in the summer, I guess school was out. Well, so this lady who taught the school, she she was while we were playing, she was under a carport next door. She peeked out her bedroom window. I saw the Venetian blinds crack, you know, and saw her peering out at us through the Venetian blinds. And I thought, and she just kept doing it. And I thought, how peculiar. I said, I don't know, somehow it struck me. And I don't know if she knew I was looking at her, but you know what I did? I gave her that thing, that finger, nasty sign. I didn't look at her. I just stuck it up in the air, you know, beside the back of my head, knowing she would see it. Lord have mercy. She came storming out of her house and grabbed hold of me, and she said, little man, you come in here, I'm going to call your mother. And she started trying to drag me into her house. Now, I didn't think she was a very good person. So I don't know, to go off on dates and leave her daughter at home alone. Yeah. And so,
Ralph,
boy,
can we
I
see your
was
face?
fine.
We can't see your
Yeah,
face.
I was fine. Oh, I don't look very nice.
Oh,
Now I
that's-
lost my thing.
I'm
I don't know
sorry.
what happened to us.
She dragged you into her house. That's
Well,
terrible.
I can't get the picture back. When I picked the phone up, everything went haywire.
Okay.
Well, we got audio. So
Never
she
mind.
started trying to drag me in the house, and I'm pulling against her. Well, the neighbors whose carport we were sitting under, the mother was home. She did not work. But she did have a maid, and who was there. And this maid was a big woman. She was an African American and was the spitting image of Aunt Jemima. She wore, you know, a red kerchief about her head, the whole thing.
Wow.
And she's a very gregarious woman. And the mother came charging out of the house. She heard all the racket and screaming, you know, and we're at this time in the front yard of the neighbor, the lady who was spying on me had a hold of my arm, pulling on me, and I'm trying to dig in and not go. And said, and the name, and so, and her name was Snyder, Mrs. Snyder, and the neighbors was Mrs. Blanks. the Blanks family. And Mrs. Blanks came and she grabbed my other arm and they were pulling on me. And Mrs. Blanks was saying, "You let go of him. You can't take him in your house." And he said, that gives a nasty thing to me. And she says, "I don't care. He's just a little kid. You can't take him in your house. Let go of him." And they got in a fight and started around me, around my body, started kicking and slapping
Oh,
at each other. These are all mothers. And then it got to be really rough and they were pulling each other, got fighting. And I was right there in the middle of it. And the maid came out. She came running out. San Antonio is a very tough town, a lot of crime. And she lived in the area of San Antonio called the South Side, where there was all that crime, a lot of crime. Every night, a dozen people murdered,
oh my
And
God.
she came out of there, she rode the bus out, to work and back. And she came out of there wielding a stiletto knife,
Oh my
a
God.
long skinny knife.
Ah,
And she shook it at the lady, at the neighbor, and said, "You let go of that boy, that child, man. I'll stick you."
my God.
Then she let go. And she said she ran in the house,
Oh,
called my mother,
oh,
and called the police.
oh.
My mother called the police, and Mrs. Blanks called the police. My mother took off from work, came home, and the cops showed up, had everybody out in the yard for a big powwow. And it all ended in just, you know, peaceable. It had a
Oh,
peaceable ending.
ah,
I mean, the police nobody got in trouble. There were no charges or anything. Just, you know, try to get along. Don't worry, be happy.
oh my
That's
goodness.
my, that's a Mother's Day story I thought of you might enjoy.
Oh
I
dear.
guess you never stuck that finger up again against the last woman. You
You know
learned
what
your
I did?
lesson.
I did do something to her once. She went off with a boyfriend to the wrestling matches one night, and I dumped her trash on her front porch, turned the water off to the house at her meter. Back then, the meters were out at the curb, and you could shut the water off and on. I turned her water off. I stuck bubble gum in the locks on her door.
Oh no. You really didn't like her.
Yeah. And she got home, she knew right away. And then the little kids, she was about 2.
Ah,
She was out on the porch. She says, "Ralph did it. Ralph did it." And that Mrs. Snyder came running across the street. She didn't knock on the door. It's hot summer. I don't even know if we had an air conditioner in those days. This was in the 50s. And she came running. She just opened the screen door. She came charging in the house, yelling about what I'd done. My dad was sitting watching TV in his underwear. And Mom just went into shock. Oh, she had a terrible shock. That freaked my mother out. Mom had an asthma attack
oh
and
no.
laid down and just flopped down on the floor on her back, trying to breathe.
Oh,
And
oh.
I said, Daddy, Daddy, forgive me. Mommy's dying, Daddy. Come and help her. He said, "No, she'll be okay, son. Just give her room. She's having an asthma attack." And I said, "Forgive me, Dad." He said, "Son, I don't know. I'm sure knowing my father was a mischievous person in his youth, he used to run away from home. And I'm sure he thought the whole thing was actually funny. But Mom was laying on the floor and says, Ralph, you'll end up in prison the way you're going. What am I going to do? You're a terrible boy. What's to become of you if you don't start behaving? And
She
I'm
would
taking
believe
that
that
to
you did.
heart. I'm taking that to heart. Appears to be taking her last breath. Asthma attacks are very serious,
Oh,
She's trying to breathe.
Well, she got you. Now she's looking at you. Came to Baba. She was probably not believing.
I'm sharing a song, a Baba song. Sharing a Baba song.
You gonna sing, Mayhair?
No, I'm sharing one.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Ralph, for this funny.
Oh my!
story.
Thank
Nobody,
you. I'm
Mothers
glad
got-
you
nobody
go
can
through
top
a lot of
those.
trouble because of their
asked.
sons. They
Okay.
should be respected.
Bad boy, you were.
Well, did you get to prison? Did you ever get to prison?
I did. Many years later, I ended up in jail in San Antonio. That's a long story.
Yeah, mothers know what their sons are doing and where they'll get to, but now you're safe. Oh, Baba, that was fun.
Oh my
That was
goodness!
funny, Himali. Oh, Baba.
Oh dear.
That was funny.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Ralph. And that's an example of children.
Yeah.
Of mothers' children, what mothers have to go
Baba.
through.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
but I'm glad you were saved.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh,
can you
Baba.
imagine being Ralph's mom? Oh my goodness.
Oh, Baba. That was Well, at least he didn't get into that bad woman's hands. He didn't get into that house.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yeah.
I used to call Digi and I remained friends for our lives. And I used to call Digi and tell him about Mrs. Snyder. He says, Ralph, she's not a bad person. He said, she was my teacher. You got to be more broad-minded.
Snyder was her daughter.
The lady who ran off.
The lady, yeah.
Dated off the wrestling, who dated going out to wrestling, leaving her daughter behind. Tell us Digi's names again, all 7 names.
Oh yeah, Digi, Marlon, Charles. That was his dad's name, Charles. Charles, Digi, Marlon, Charles, Clifton, Carlos, Hugh. That his father's name was also Hugh. Grammar, and Grammar was their last name.
Wow.
That's quite
He was
confusing.
a good friend. He was a good. I don't know if he's living. He had strokes. He had a lot of strokes and heart attacks. One time they had to always, and he got to where he couldn't converse on the phone. And I don't know. Then he wouldn't answer the phone. I haven't been able to. I don't know if he's still living. I'd have to try to reach his wife and see if he's still living.
Oh, that might be a nice thing to do on Mother's Day, Ralph.
Yeah.
Mayhair, you're gonna share a song, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what's happened. Can you see it?
No.
No.
Can you see it now?
Do you know how to share a screen?
Yeah, I did it, but it's not coming.
Okay, you click the button, share screen. Did you do that?
Okay. Now is it
Oh,
coming?
here,
There it is.
here.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Of all the special joys in life, the big ones and the small, of mother love and tenderness is the greatest of them all.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
You made it. You shared a screen. Wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah.
congratulations.
I missed it. Do we mind if Mayor reads it again?
Can you read it again, Meher?
Sure. Sure, okay. 1 minute, is it gone up? Of all the special joys in life, the big ones and the small, a mother's love and a tenderness is the greatest of them all.
That's
Nice.
beautiful. Thank you. Mhm.
Mhm.
So you're taking it off screen now?
Now, do
This
you
I
know,
like because it is pink and on white.
right?
Well, the Baba's love.
So
Do
can
you
you
know how to
can you
stop?
take it off screen?
You click, it says stop screen. You click the button, stop screen.
No, I haven't.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, 1 minute. Oh God, this is the worst. It's not going.
Oh, look, yeah, there's, oh, that's sweet.
Okay, now
Yeah.
something else has come. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Okay,
okay.
we're back.
Very
I have
good,
a
you did
story
it.
of screen.
Ah.
You want to hear another
Yes,
story of
yes, please, yeah.
So this is also a funny one. It's from 1939 in Jabalpur, and it's Lord Meher also. So another visit of Memo to Baba. During his mother's visit, Baba gave the duty of looking after her to Gaimai, advising Gaimai, try your best to keep Shirin Mai pleased and always do as she requests. Gaimai was determined to serve her well. Meanwhile, Gaimai's sister, Banu Masi Karawala, was in Bombay and was about to join Baba with her two sons, Dadi and Sam. Sam, this is Sam Karawala, who was Mehera's father, Mehera and Dolly's father. Memo
Roshan's
asked, Roshan, right?
husband.
Right. Memo asked Gaimai one day, write to Banu to bring me fish from Bombay when she comes. But Mother Gaimai replied, eating fish is forbidden in the ashram. It is against Baba's order. Even the Westerners have to live on vegetarian food. This restraint is for you people, Memo said, not for me. Send her a letter. What are you afraid of? Am I not God's mother? Gaimai thought, Baba wants me to do as Shirin Mai says, so I'd better carry out her request. She wrote to her sister. Pendu arrived from Mehrabad on 6 April with Savak Kotwal, Banu Masi, and Gaimai's other sister, Gula Masi Sata. Banu Masi had bought a packet of fish wrapped in ice. Baba was with the Masts at that time. It was Baba's order that anyone coming should not enter the bungalow in his absence, and also no one should open any parcel when he was not there. Banu Masi and Gula Masi were therefore waiting for his return. Sitting on the veranda, Memo walked by and seeing Banu Masi asked, have you brought the fish for me? Banu Masi answered affirmatively and handed her the packet. Memo took the parcel inside and told Gaimai to cook it for her lunch. Gaimai prepared it, but before Shirin Mai could eat it, Baba walked in and said, I smell fish. Where is it coming from? Gaimai told him everything, and Baba became very, very displeased. Memo intervened. I have called for the fish. Why are you getting so upset with her? Baba said, Mother, you can have fish in Pune, not here. No one can eat meat or fish in my ashram. Who are you to stop me? I am God. You may be God for all, but to me, you are my marrow. The doctor has told me to eat fish for my diabetes, and you can't stop me from eating it. As this heated argument was going on between mother and son, two stray cats slipped into the kitchen and made off with the entire fish.
Oh,
When Memo saw this, she wailed, Nerog, why do you harass me so? You didn't want me to eat it, and so this has happened. Now do you believe that I am God? Baba asked. Maybe for others, she conceded, but to me, you will always be my naughty Merog. Baba had a hearty laugh, and those present enjoyed the humor of the whole incident.
Very nice.
Yeah. I really love that mother. She was quite a lady. She had no fear of anyone and anything, and she had wanted to have her way. But Baba is God. He always had his hand up over her. So, wow, she is so blessed to be his mother. Really.
Okay, I got a story from Lord Mayhair. That's the ticket to look at a gold. So this is back at when he was at Upasni's ashram, and so Shireen Mai has come. Let's see, and she brought. Let me just see when this. Oh, golly. Oh, here. Memo would become deeply disturbed about her son's situation. This is at Upasni's, and feel terrible anxiety about Merwan's future. She would convey her fears to her husband, but Bobo was resigned that his son belonged to God. It was difficult for Memo to tolerate her husband's resignation, for she wanted Merwan near her despite Merwan's adamant refusal to agree to marriage, settling down, and raising a family. While Baba was away in Sakori, Baba's brother Bararam would light a prayer lamp in Baba's room and always keep the room clean. Baba had instructed him to garland each of the 5 perfect masters' photograph every Thursday, which he did for the rest of his life. Bararam and Jal had both accepted their brother as someone spiritually great, though their brother Jamshed was the first among the children to have full conviction of Baba's divinity. Jamshed was also the first to worship Baba's photograph, which he kept in a special place in the house. Sometimes Baba, too, would bow to his own photograph there. Memo continued to miss her son terribly. She could not tolerate being separated from him any longer. A week after the encounter with Upasni Maharaj, Memo went to Sakori again, more determined than ever. She confronted Maharaj and railed, "Why don't you give me back my son? You have taken my son away. Now send him back." "I am not holding Merwan prisoner here," Maharaj stated. "You can take him. I have not held Merwan captive here. I have not chained him up somewhere." Memo was irritated. "You know full well that Merwan won't come home unless you order him to do so." Upasni replied, "I am not going to order him to do that. It is up to him to decide." Turning and glancing at Memo's son, Adi, young Adi, who had accompanied her, Upasni continued, "I tell you what I'll do. Do this for me. I'll order Merwan to go back with you, but you will have to leave this son of yours here with me." He was much younger. Memo became incensed. "What? How dare you? You have swallowed up one son and now you want to swallow another one? Call Merwan this instant." Upasni replied, "Please calm yourself, dear lady." He bowed to her feet in respect, then called for Merwan. Merwan arrived looking dazed. Memo eyed him closely. He was unshaven and his clothes were dirty and torn. Shireen Mai had brought him clean clothes, but he refused to wear them. Maharaj spoke to him. "Merwan, your mother has come back again. She wants you to go home and get married. Every time your mother comes here, she is angry and fights with me. I am fed up with her abuses. Now go back with her. Then Upasni smiled and said, go back with her. Get married, have children, and she will be happy. Become a thief, speak lies, steal from anyone, go away from here. Then your mother will be happy, but you will end up in hell. Don't joke about this with me, cried Memo. I am serious. I want my son back. Baba had been standing beside Maharaj. Then he sat beside him. He had been smiling, but now appeared sad. Durgabai bought refreshments, and Memo and Adi went outside to eat and rest under a tree with her. Durgabai told Memo, what can we do? Merwan does not want to leave Maharaj. Maharaj gave him a small room without windows. It is dark and empty. Maharaj gives him no comforts, but still your son wants to stay near him. I cannot explain it. He loves Maharaj and likes it here. Memo started weeping and pleading with Durgamai. I don't understand it. Why doesn't Maharaj give me back my son? Why doesn't Merwan want to come home? Why does Maharaj wish me so much grief? With these words, Durgabai also wept. Durgabai, who was Upasni's the special person at his at the ashram. Durgabai also wept. Memo went back inside where Upasni Maharaj and her son were seated. Upasni said, your son does not want to go home. He does not want to get married, and he does not want children. Forget about your ideas and go back home. He wants to stay here with me. Upasni embraced Memo and gently said, I bow to your love for Merwan. Memo left, quite unconsoled. When Memo arrived home, she did not speak to anyone, but went to her room and wept bitterly. She was unreconciled to the fact that she had lost her favorite son. Bobo, that was Shariar, failed in his attempts to console her, and she wept for days. Her heart and spirit were broken. Still terribly distraught, she returned to Sakori a week later. This time she confronted Maharaj and Baba for 3 days, but her attempts to persuade her son to leave with her failed again. It was a bitter and heartbreaking battle. Memo lost and returned to Pune in total dismay. After this quarrel, Memo suffered a breakdown and her health deteriorated. She would lie in bed weeping and was most of the time insensible. She refused to cook, and the children and home were attended to by servants. Bobo called a doctor who was concerned about her mental and physical condition. Memo's mother, Golandun, and Bobo did their best to nurse and comfort her, but she was disconsolate. Weeks passed and there was no sign of recovery, and Bobo thought Memo might die. Once while she was sleeping, Bobo, who was keeping watch at her bedside, saw the door open and 2 figures approach her bed. One spirit resembled Merwan, and the other, wearing a white turban and kafni, resembled Sai Baba. The 2 figures stayed a few minutes near Memo, gazing at her. Then they vanished. Soon afterward, Memo awoke and for the first time in weeks spoke clearly and asked for water. Bobo poured water for her, and amazingly, Memo's condition rapidly improved. She then became well and normal, much to the relief of everyone in the family. Wow, Jai Baba. There's a mother for you. Wow.
Okay, I got something else to say about mother.
Yeah.
Successful mothers are not the ones that have never struggled. They are the ones that never give up. This is by Sharon Fairness. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, she never gave up. Shirin never gave up. And she was so bold, you know, can you imagine? She goes, and he is the fiercest of all the 5 perfect masters. He is the one, you know, he doesn't mind throwing stones and clubbing people.
Hitting people.
Yeah, and he is so patient with her and so understanding, because wow, she came to him and she abused him a few times. She was not afraid of anyone, and she did also with Babajan. She also came to Babajan and did the same thing to Babajan, demanding her son. And she was very bold. But yeah, she went through this harsh, um, harsh breakdown. And but then she came back again, strong as ever, in the stories that I shared with you, where she says she fights him, she keeps fighting him. You're my Merog. You can be that to
You're my
anyone,
son.
but you're my Merog.
Yeah.
Oh, Baba. She was quite a lady, yeah.
Well, then Upasni bowed down to her, said, I bow down to your love for Meron. He understood.
Yeah, he understood everything.
he
Because he was a perfect master. He understood everything.
Yeah.
That's quite an opposite mother of Jesus, you know, quite an opposite. Mother Mary of Jesus was quite an opposite type of lady.
That's right. Well, we know so, you know, that the Bible was written so long after, what, about 100 years after Jesus. It would be nice to really know what how it was with
But
Jesus.
still you can tell. I mean, you can tell that nature of that lady.
She does. That's right. Her nature has persevered. That's very true.
And very, very sweet nature. And she's still considered, and she still comes to people, appears to people in her soft motherly way. But Shireen was fiery, you know, fiery and strong. And how is the goddess called? Kali.
Kali? Is that the one you're thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, Kali. She's a fierce woman, you know. She's not not so quiet and gentle, and yeah. Yeah, she went through a lot.
Anybody else?
Marcia is there.
Yeah, I'd go to that book. Let me get my book.
Something on mother.
Good.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going my, yes, please.
That is a special book, Marcia. Wow, you are lucky to have it.
Where did you get that book, Marcia?
Philip Krieger.
Can you
in
please
Myrtle
take
Beach.
the book higher? I want to see the name of the book.
I wonder if it's
Dear
in,
Baba, Spiritual Mother.
it's an
Where
old
did you
book.
get this?
In Myrtle Beach from Philip Krieger. He spent a lot of time with Erich.
It's
and,
a used book, though. He sells used books. It
Yeah.
might not still be in print. I don't know.
He told me just before I left, I went to, and I wasn't going to buy any more books. But look at this. And he said, I think you'll like these because he knows me. So he gives me I buy most of my books from him when I go to
Beautiful.
Myrtle Beach.
Beautiful.
So anyway, here's the cover. It's really beautiful.
What year is that? Please see the publishing year.
The book cover was 1930.
No.
It's here.
Pub-
I'm looking, please. Well, it was published again in 2022 by Meher Nazir Publications. So I think you can get this.
Yeah,
you know.
maybe you can get it in Mehrabad, in Meher Nazar bookstore.
Yeah, they have an address from Meher Nazir Publications printed by Amazon. You could get it on Amazon probably.
Oh, good. But Meher can get it in Mehrabad if she goes there.
Yeah, let me look to see if there's anything else here. I'm going to read the preface. You want me to read the first page, the beginning?
No,
Or do you
just
want me-
read it.
I have a marker.
Read
Let me
it.
open the marker first and see. It's I am your son. While I was visiting Sikori in December 1920, Mirwanji was there and told me that he was going to Nasik. Would you like to accompany me, he said. I replied in the affirmative. Afterwards, I returned home. After some days, Mirwanji came to our place and stayed the night. He was fond of music and called someone to sing on the harmonium. All sat around him. My husband, Kaikushru was also there, to whom Mirwanji said, you'll become Khan Sahib an honorific title in the future, which Kaikoushru took as a joke. Mirwanji repeated, "You will really be given that title in the future." And a year later, Kaikoushru was given that honor by the British. Mirwanji told me, "And you will be like Babajan," I said. "How can you compare me to Babajan?" Turning to Babu Saikwala, who was sitting nearby, Mirwanji stated emphatically, "Yes, yes, it is a fact. You are Babajan." He left the next day for Nasik, but did not take me with him. He went via Bombay with his mother and some other women from Pune and stayed at his disciple Syed Saheb's residence. While returning in January 1921, Mirwanji came to Ahmednagar with Gustaji. He told me to accompany them the following day to Sikori and to stay there for a week until Sanranti, a Hindu festival. I made preparations for the same. Nobody objected to my going, which was the first occasion when I could go to Sikori in peace. On reaching there, Mirwanji showed me his room and said, "You may keep your things here." I tidied the room with his permission. Yeshwantrao Maharaj's close disciple came by dusk and slept in the room with him. In those days, Mirwanji used to chew pan with tobacco, and Yeshwantrao would get up a number of times during the night and prepare pan for him. Mirwanji used to drink tea often also. Pila Mai from Karachi, the paternal aunt of Goher and Katie Arani, had come to Sikori for the first time and stayed for a month with her children. She, Yeshwantro, and I were sitting around Mirwanji one day. Calling me, Mirwanji said, "Sit here, mother. I have something to tell you. Every sad guru has a spiritual mother. Durgabe is Maharaj's spiritual mother. Narayan, Mira Maharaj, and Tajuddin Baba have one also. Similarly, all have spiritual sisters too. You are my spiritual mother. I have past connections with you since many lives. I'm telling you the fact that I am your son. You are the most fortunate woman in the whole world." I did not understand what he was saying and told him, "I know nothing about these so-called facts. I am not worthy of all this. I am not even equal to the dust under your feet. I'm a simple woman, tired of life, and with a desire to stay with Maharaj, serve him, and die at his feet. I do not want to return home." I used to tell Maharaj also, "Relieve me of all this Maya." He would say, "Yes, I shall make you sit in a cage and enlighten you in the spiritual line." During my stay at Sakari, construction work was going on, and I helped in the same as much as I could. Sometimes Mirwanji and Durgabai would sing. I would also sing as much as I knew. Mirwanji would play the drum and sing bhajans in a melodious voice. I listened attentively. After Arti in the evening, all would sing bhajans. Then in his room, Mirwanji would teach me the songs which I would note down. One was Premna Garki Ra Katan Har. Love's path is very difficult. Another was Karhar to Murli, sorry about my pronunciation, Katan Hai. Love's path is very difficult. Another was Karhari to Murli Vajali. Lord, oh Lord, why have you played the flute? This would go on until 9 o'clock at night. Yeshwantro and Pilo would join us. After dinner, Maharaj would come near our room and say, "Come on, Mirwan," and they would go to another japti of Maharaj where Mirwanji would take down what Maharaj dictated. He'd return from there at 12 o'clock at night and retire in his room. Durgabe would wait for him and keep food ready in case he felt hungry. She had great love for Mirwanji. When I was there, however, Mirwanji would not ask for food, and when he returned at night from the Jopidi, even if he were hungry, because I was sleeping in the kitchen in Durbagi, in the morning he would tell me, "I went to bed hungry as I did not wish to disturb you." In the daytime also, Durgabi would prepare Mirwanji's food and ask me to call him for meals. He would come and make me eat with him. We ate from the same plate. He would eat a few morsels and then tell me to finish everything. He would ask for food at any odd time. If there were any delay, he would not eat. I don't know if you want me to stop and if somebody else wants me to read later, I'll just keep a marker where I left off.
Thank you. Thank you for reading. That was
Beautiful, beautiful.
I want to show another photo, if I may, just before I'm going. I think this is an important mother figure also. Do I have it? Wait. Oh, 1 minute. Here, this one. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
He said that Baba was her child, and her
that's
child
right.
would turn the world around his finger, upside down and inside out. So I really loved Baba Jan from the beginning. And I consider her my grandma. Though she said, well, I'm not a woman, I'm a man. So, Jai Baba Bhagavajan, you gave him the kiss that took the veil down. You started this process of bringing Baba to us in this era.
What a brave woman she was. She just walked from
Wow.
Baluchistan. Is that where she
I think they
Baluchistan?
wasn't she buried a lot, buried too?
Yes,
And
she was.
Maybe
yeah.
alive, yeah.
Do you know
So-
who reminds me of her? Jackie Boyce. Whenever I see Jackie, I see her. You know?
Really? Wow.
Because she looks kind of similar, you know, in a way. And she's very, you know, spiritual, you know. So she does that meditation that, you know, I'm so confused about time now. It's like, whoa, it's like I'm on the wrong time. That's beautiful. I painted this
That's lovely.
Baba with that. Yeah, mirror too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the
Who'd
beautiful
I
couple.
give it to somebody? Who?
Right.
So thank you all and happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Thank you for joining. You brought some great shares. Meh.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
wait. I'm getting mixed up here with all the buttons. Oh, mothers.
Happy
all
Mother's Day.
over.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's not easy to be a mother, but it's wow. It is, for me, it was just wonderful to be a mother, and yeah, and
Daughter's
so
coming
much
to
love.
Chicago
And
later today. I'll see my daughter, so I'm excited. Yeah.
bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, Mary. Thank you, Becky. Thank
Jai
you.
Baba.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nicole, for the
Thank you,
reading.
Charles. Thank you,
Jai
darling.
Baba.
Say bye-bye, everyone.
Aw.
Mm.
I wonder if anyone else has any Yasmin or Marge or Diane. Well, maybe Diane. Never know if Diane's here or not. Aw.
Pierce, her pictures there. Her
We're
image.
very much here. We're just lying in bed with our
Oh.
doggies.
Aw. Doing the mummies, lying in bed with the doggy.
Aw.
Ralph, your story was priceless.
I missed it.
What a bad boy.
I missed the story. What was your
No, you
story?
can go back and you go back.
I
and
can go
listen
back and
to
watch
it.
the video.
Yeah, right.
I could read something from this book. I love this book.
Okay.
It's really
good,
short.
good. Uh-huh.
Wait, I gotta take away the markers. I have a marker on a different page. Let me see what that says. Earn godhood, page 60. You can earn livelihood with the sweat of your brow, and you can earn godhood with the blood of your heart. Unless you become like dust, you cannot realize God. But first you have to become like stone, for you cannot become dust right away. What is needed is to retain human consciousness, become as stone, and then wear yourself to dust at the feet of the perfect master. Be bound by freedom, be attached to detachment. That means have desires, but be their master and not their slaves. One who lives for himself is truly dead, and one who dies for God is truly alive. In my presence. Think of things that you will not hesitate to think in my presence. Speak words that you will not hesitate to speak in my presence, and do things you would not hesitate to do in my presence. It is your false self that keeps you away from your true self by every trick it knows. That's really true. In the guise of honesty, this self even deceives itself, For instance, your self claims, I love Baba. The fact is that if you really love Baba, you would not be yourself making the self-asserting statement. The self, instead of being effaced in love, believes and asserts, I love Baba. Strength begets humility, whereas modesty speaks weakness. Only he who is truly great can be truly humble. Wow. That's it.
Marcia, can you
Yeah.
read a little slower? Can you read
Which
it a little
which one?
slower?
The second one or the first one or both?
Just a little slower.
Both of them or just one? Which one? True love or share my the one I just read is true love. I'll read that one, page 69. That's the year Baba passed. I graduated college that year. True love. If anything ever touches my universal heart, it is love. Love and coercion can never go together. But while love cannot be forced upon anyone, it can be awakened through love itself. Love is essentially self-communicative. Those who do not have it catch it from those who have it. Those who receive love from others cannot be recipients without giving a response, which in itself is the nature of love. True love is unconquerable and irresistible. It goes on gathering power and spreading itself until eventually it transforms everyone. It touches humanity and will attain to a new mode of being through the free and unhampered interplay of pure love from heart to heart. The only thing that I have been repeating ever since the first time I came is love God. Age after age, I have been saying nothing but love God. But that's not, I missed the page that you wanted me to read, I think. I don't know. It just flipped for that. I don't even, I think.
Yeah,
I know
that
you want
was
me
a
to
good
read.
pace. Marcia, that was a good pace of reading.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for what I read before. Obey me. Oh, these things. Oh, I'm trying to find the one I read. Does anybody remember what I? Oh well. True love. Oh, I like this one. I think this might be it. Share my consciousness. Do you want me to read that? Do you want me to read them? You want tell me to stop because I don't know if you want me to read or stop. I don't want to be a.
No, yeah, very
phaser.
nice choices. Very nice choices. Go on.
Well, I'm not choosing. Bob is just. When I open a book now too, I don't read a whole book anymore. I don't have patience, so I just open them. I ask Baba, where should I open the book and share my consciousness. I am one with you on every level, but you know this only when your ego and intellect do not interfere. Then Baba appears as he is. Pay heed when I say with my divine authority that the oneness of reality is so uncompromisingly unlimited and all-pervading that not only we are one, but even this collective term we has no place in the infinite, indivisible oneness. I am ever conscious that I am in you, while you are never conscious that I am in you. Daily I support you and share your consciousness. Now I want you to uphold me so that one day you can share my consciousness. Out of the ripeness of experience and through the dissolution of the ego mind, the soul enters into the soul unity of divine love. Out of the ripeness of experience and through the dissolution of the ego mind, the soul enters into the soul unity of divine life. True love. If anything ever touches my universal heart, it is love. Love and coercion can never go together. But while love cannot be forced upon anyone, it can be awakened through love itself. Love is essentially self-communicative. Those who do not have it catch it from those who have it. Those who receive love from others cannot be its recipients without giving it response, which in itself is the nature of love. True love is unconquerable and irresistible. It goes on gathering power and spreading itself until eventually it transforms everyone it touches. Humanity will attain to a new mode of being through the free and unhampered interplay of pure love from heart to heart. The only thing that I have been repeating ever since the first time I came is love God. Age after age, I have been saying nothing but love God. Jai Baba.
That's about it, huh?
That's about all you can
Thanks,
say, right?
Marcia. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. Yeah, I like
Lovely,
reading
lovely.
this. I like
I
reading
liked
this.
your Gulmai also. Gulmai's selections are very nice.
Thank
On
you.
Gulmai.
Thank Baba.
Yeah.
I did 2 paintings that I haven't shown anybody. You want me to show them to you? I did them, I started them in Myrtle Beach and then I had to put my paints away for about 3 weeks now. So I finally started painting again. So I think I can show them another time, they're in another room. So anybody else have anything to share?
I've got a story. You can go get,
I'll read
oh,
one.
excellent. Okay.
Money reading Nero Wolf. I think I read it some time back. Money would sometimes tell the following story, which occurred in the final days of Meher Baba's life. Money was reading a Nero Wolfe detective novel to Baba, who was sitting with his eyes closed, completely relaxed. Baba had already stated that his work was 100% complete. But his health was very poor, and the times that Baba seemed to be able to truly rest were a few and a far between. So when Mani noticed that Baba's breathing had become very deep to steady, as he had fallen asleep, she stopped reading. She was thinking that he would be good for Baba if he could nap for a while. But the instant she stopped, Baba gestured. Why did you stop? Mani would say, but Baba, you were asleep and not listening. Baba gestured. I was listening. Go on reading. Mani began reading again. But again, the same thing happened. Baba's breathing became deep and regular to outward the appearance. He had fallen asleep. Mani read on and on, but Baba continued to sleep soundly, and Mani was just about to reach a point in the book which she knew was one of Baba's favorite passages. This was the second time she was reading it out to him. Not wanting Baba to miss the section, Mani stopped, but again, no sooner she's done, so the Baba's gestured. Why did you stop? I thought you were asleep, Baba, and I didn't want you to miss anything. I was listening, Baba gestured. Tell me then, what did I just say? Mani asked, and to amazement, Baba was able to recount everything that happened while she had been sure he was sound asleep. Jai Baba.
Okay, Baba.
Didn't he say he never sleeps?
I've got a story from Lord Mayher. While his mother was in Bangalore, Guy Mai once fried eggplant for Memo, which is Shireen, as requested by her and sent it to her. As Manu was carrying the tray up to Memo's room, Baba happened by and asked Manu what she had in her hand. Manu said it was fried eggplant for Shireen Mai. Baba took Guy Mai severely to task. You want to kill my mother by giving her eggplant? Haven't I told you that eggplant is not good for you? In fact, Baba did not wish Memo to be given special food. He wanted her to eat what was cooked for all. While rebuking Guy Mai, Baba was eating the fried delicacies himself and eventually ate the entire plateful. Memo had come down by then and was silently observing the scene. At last she burst forth. Merog, is eggplant good for you and bad for me? Baba replied, You are old, mother, and elderly people should not eat eggplant. But Memo knew he was only trying to thwart her once again. Another time in Bangalore, someone presented Baba with a beautiful, costly shawl. Memo admired it and was thinking Baba would give it to her. Instead, touching the feet of a poor man with his forehead, Baba gave the shawl to him. Memo was upset. Merug, have you any sense or not? She asked. Are you insane? Is that man superior to you in any way that you bow to him and give him such a valuable shawl? He looks as though he has not eaten in a week. What will he do with such an expensive wrap? He'll sell it, buy illicit liquor, and get drunk. None is greater or lesser to me, Baba replied. It is only me who is in him, and in you also. In you, I did not like the shawl, and in him, I liked it. That's why I gave it to him. Memo shouted, don't talk to me like that. I did not at all like seeing you keep your head on that vagabond's feet. Baba shrugged and asked, what can I do? I derive pleasure from such acts because I see myself in all. Except for me, no one exists. Once when Memo attired herself in Gaimai's silk sari, Baba asked her, whose sari is this? Memo said, what is it to you? Look, I am wearing an old patched coat. See how I live? Though I am the avatar. You being the avatar's mother, it does not behoove you to put on silk saris when the avatar is going about in a tattered patched coat. Who told you to dress like that? You wear what you like. I am not going to put on torn saris. It would have been better had you not been the avatar. As it is, you belong to everyone but me. There's a little more here. On one occasion, Baba told Carmen Masi, you are Buddha's Masi, his aunt. He informed Gaimai, when I come back after 700 years, you will be my mother and Carmen Masi, my father. Hearing this, Memo advised Gaimai, never be the avatar's mother. It is a miserable existence. Have you not seen my plight? How outsiders insult me and do not let me live in peace. So that's a good one. Lord Mayor's full of stories like that. You just search for Shireen. Well, anybody else? What do you think, Meher? Are we?
What you say, Betty, whatever you say.
Oh,
I'm gonna go. I need a rest.
okay. I think, yeah, I think probably, yeah. Unless anybody else has something to. Ralph, your stories were wonderful.
Can he repeat? Or I'll listen to the
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got great stories.
I
I
heard
don't know
about your
how you
dog. You got
found
your
them,
doggy
but they
back.
were just splendid, wonderful.
You just go to Lord Mayhair online
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
search for Shireen, and all these stories come up.
Oh, really? How
Yeah.
interesting. How
Yeah.
ingenious. Yeah.
I search for Shireen Mai.
Huh.
Here's another one, but Marcia wants to know about Betty the dog. What
Yeah,
was
she
your
ran
question?
away. She's back.
She did, yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it scary
She's
when they're
gone from
gone like
1
that?
p.m. to 11 p.m.
poor Ralph was beside himself. Yeah. All right, I found that I'll read another story. I think if we got
Okay, one more. Go ahead. I'll mute.
let me. Okay, I gotta look it over here. No. Huh. Let me, sorry, I gotta go back a bit. Oh. At times, Merwan would accept the punishment for his older brother Jamshed's mischief, as this incident from Bailey reveals. It so happened that once Merwan's mother told his elder brother Jamshed, whom we called Jam, to make some purchases from the cantonment market, and Jamshed asked Merwan to accompany him. Merwan was absorbed in his studies and was disinclined to go, but his brother persisted, so he agreed. Jamshed, who had a rough nature, was not in the mood to go shopping and was upset that his mother insisted he do the errand. On the way, Jamshed collided with a smaller Muslim boy, and both of them started arguing about who was at fault. Merwan tried to pacify them, but in the heat of the moment, the Muslim boy uttered a particular word of abuse, which made Jamshed lose his temper. Without regarding the consequences, he slapped the boy across the face and was about to do so again when Merwan intervened by thrusting the Muslim boy aside and taking the slap himself. As soon as Jamshed's hand touched Merwan's face, he calmed down and then continued to the market. A crowd had gathered on the road and witnessed how Merwan took the slap in defense of the smaller boy. This was the quality of character possessed by Merwan at the age of 10. But the incident did not end there. After Merwan and Jamshed had returned home, the Muslim boy brought his mother and a few neighbors and sought out Shireen Mai. Her name was yelled out and she rushed to the street, followed by Merwan. The Muslim boy's face was bruised as his mother wanted a word of apology. When asked who had beaten him, the boy pointed to Merwan. I'm sorry, let me go back. What? It was Jamshed who, that, I'm sorry, Merwan. Okay. Jamshed had a rough nature. On the way, Jamshed collided with a Muslim boy. And both of them started arguing about who was at fault, and Merwan tried to pacify them. But in the heat of the moment, the Muslim boy uttered a particular word of abuse, which made Jamshed lose his temper. Without regard to the consequence, he slapped the boy across the face and was about to do so again. Okay. When Merwan intervened and took the slap. Okay. So here we are. Now the boy is bruised. And when he asked who had beaten him, the boy pointed to Merwan. Merwan took it calmly and offered his apology in the presence of all the neighbors and passers-by gathered there. And the Muslim boy and his mother left, satisfied. The accusation did not perturb Merwan. On the contrary, he seemed to enjoy it by the reaction on his face. He was smiling as he apologized. Shireen Mai, however, did not believe it and knew instinctively that Merwan had been a scapegoat for Jamshed. Afterward, Shireen Mai scolded Jamshed and warned him to stop fighting. Okay, that's that story.
Mm.
All right. Well, great stories. Meher, got anything else?
What are you reading from?
Nothing else.
Well, I was reading from Lord Meher. I just searched for Shireen Mai,
Oh,
and
okay.
story after story after story comes up. So there's a lot there.
Well, I
Can
gotta
I
go
say
read
one more story?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is on, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Merwan is born, the atmosphere of Earth of surcharged and it is enchanting from a humble, narrow lane in Pune. In the early morning of Sunday, 25th February 1984, the long-awaited moment arrived. Shireen was lying asleep in bed at David Sassoon Hospital. Grandmother, Golandon, was by her side, and at midnight, gong sounded 12 times in the distance. Nurse came frequently to look in on her. The expected mother was relaxed in a deep sleep. Suddenly, Shireen awoke and told her mother that she had a vivid dream. A dream? Golandon inquired. What did you see? Tell me. Shireen answered, I saw seated in a chariot in a person in a glorious at the sun. His cool brilliance prevailed at atmosphere. A few people were pulling his chariot while the thousands of people led him in a procession. Tens of thousands of eyes were gazing at him. Enchanted by his divine radiance, I too was in the procession and marveled at the luster of his face. His light fell on the whole procession, and people's eyes were fixed from him. They could not look away, not look away. Not tears of joy came to Golandon's eyes, and she said, Daughter, a very auspicious son will be born to you. His name will be spread all over the world. He will walk among thousands of people one day, and he carried in the grand processions as you dreamt. He will be given a special reverence and honor. Her mother's interruption delighted Shireen, and she soon fell asleep again. The hospital was quiet. A gentle sweetness filled in the air and the silence, and imaginable joy of prevailed in the hospital and surroundings. Daily, hundreds of thousands of human beings are born in the world, but there is no discernible change in the atmosphere at their birth. That Sunday morning, the weather in Pune was neither hot nor cold. The breeze that was that was blowing through the town had a different significance. While people slept the cool breeze gently wafted over them, soothing them in the slumber stillness hub of the world, and been absorbed in a state of soundlessness age. Wished that the peace would be ever present. Then the birds started singing, piercing the stillness with their songs. There was a distant murmur of their voices. How sweet were their songs, how healing the efficient of the chirping of the stillness of the coming to dawn. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Meher. Marcia, were you starting to read something? Marcia?
Did you want me to read from the book again?
Yeah, what were you saying?
I didn't, I wanted to, I don't know. I was just trying to find a thing for Jamie Newell's concert, you know, the.
Show us your painting, Basha. Show us your
Oh,
painting.
good idea.
Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Take this with me.
Oh, you're wearing a salwar kurta.
I got this
You're
in
wearing
India.
a salwar kurta.
I mounted
So
all
sweet.
these when I was in Myrtle Beach. I put these all in frames, but that's not what I was going to show you. Here. I finally got my house back together where I can have everything in one place and find stuff. It's really a miracle. I've been like all over the place. Okay. I'm still working on one, but I think one is done. Trying to
I
see.
have one to show you. Marcia sent me a really pretty one for my birthday. I'll find it real. Well, it's right here. Where did it go?
Here, this I just finished.
Okay. Oh,
Wow.
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 Beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful.
Show us, Marcia.
Lovely.
Oh, let me
Love.
spotlight you here. Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Love
Wow.
the colors.
Tell us about it. Where is it?
The Hermitage, I started it in the Hermitage, and then I put my paints away for about 3-4 weeks. So I was so happy to finish it here. And then I'm working on this one. This is the last painting I started. Wait, not finished yet. I'm using this masking fluid, so I paint first with this glue stuff and black out all the white areas. Then I take the glue off and I can paint it, so now I'm painting the trees. So this is looking out at the Hermitage, out at the lake from the porch. And also it's partly from being on the center, so it's a combination of everything. Yeah. Well, I have so many pictures, and I'm passing them out and sending them to people. So I'm gonna go put myself back. I think I have the wrong information in the directory. I have so many little things to do because let me see.
Hmm.
I'm exhausted today.
You gonna show us any more, or should I take you off?
Well,
spot?
yeah, I can. I'll show you the ones I did in Myrtle Beach that I mounted. But I just took them out of a folder, so I just randomly threw them here. Because I've got to make sure I put the titles. This I did from the farm shed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. You have so many. There's such a
This
nice.
is an older one. This is an older one, but I love this. It's
Oh, it's beautiful.
So now I have to figure out what to do with them all. It's like-
I see. So you mounted them. That's what was in your art
That's
show.
what I was busy No,
Okay.
I gave all those away. There were 15
Really?
paintings in the meeting place. And when I left, I wanted the Rubbermaid. And I said, I brought them all the way here. So I gave them to people that I wanted to keep them. So they're in good places.
Wow.
I did this last year. Yeah, Jackie Boyce's, there's a horse place. And then all these little symbols came from this book about sacred symbols, infinity. And so,
Wow.
but nobody's really seen, I'm not going to show you every one, but I mean, if you want to see them, it's like, if you want one, let me know. These are the originals, but I can also do prints, like, let me find the ones that I just did. But this one I like too.
I'm trying to find mine. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Let me show you guys mine that Marcia sent to me. Also. Let's see. Spotlight for everyone. Okay, this is Marcia sent this is for me for what was the occasion? It wasn't my birthday. I don't know.
I think your husband passed away. Maybe.
That's what it was. That's right.
Boy, it
Yeah.
is pretty, isn't it? I don't even have a copy of it.
Really?
Yeah, take a picture and send it to me. Yeah, because I don't know, I didn't scan it because I didn't have a printer yet. It's okay. I think it's really, I think I like it. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I was worried I overdid it, when I did it. It looked like it had too much. Well, these are from last year, but I got this year ones. This is, yeah, I'll show you. Where's my camera? No, got me.
Wow, we could just spend an hour or more just your
An hour?
and my art show. We used to have that art
Years.
spotlight. We don't anymore. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking to I did some stuff with, this is cute. I did some stuff with the Cancer Wellness Center because I had cancer. So I'm gonna maybe ask them if they want to do like a benefit where I donate them, like proceeds, like a auction thing or something. Here's Baba. See, he's flying there.
Wow. That would be nice. I mean, you have an incredible, you're just prolific. You put out, this would be wonderful to have that, be benefit. Or
Yeah,
maybe,
I don't want any money. I just want to have them go to
maybe
places.
Mayor Fund.
Well,
could-
I've left some at the Circle of Friends and I have
Uh-huh.
some in the bookstore. So everything, but this is a whole stack here that I have to mount. It's a lot of work. I was thinking I'm doing all this myself and it's like, oh, these are the new ones here. I got them in a separate folder. These I did this time in Myrtle Beach. Nobody, you're the first ones to see them. It took a lot of time to do all this mounting, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that they're mounted like that, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work. I'd
And
rather do
money.
painting.
You have to get mats and all that. That's
Well,
expensive.
I buy them on Amazon, a box of 100, and some of them
Really?
come with the mat and the bags and everything. Or you can buy them separate, you know?
Oh,
So this
that's
is
a way
new.
to do it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a good
cheaper
way.
that way. Just go to
Ah.
Amazon. I can tell you the company. I like the company.
Oh, tell me, because I'm looking at old photos. Yeah, I'll email you. You send me the name, okay?
Yeah, I'll send you the thing, because
Okay.
I think this is the wrong, I'll go this way. This is the three worlds, you know, because when I wake up and look at the sun, it would be in the sky, and that would reflect in the water, and then there was another image. These
Mhm.
are small, they're like 5 by 7. So the mat is 8 by 10, so it fits in a standard frame.
Nice. Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah.
This is my work that I've been doing now, is trying to get them packaged, you know, because otherwise it's just not good if they're not packaged.
Oh, yeah.
And they're archival, so you know, I don't have to worry about it.
Wonderful. Yeah.
But that's what I was doing in Myrtle Beach, painting, running back and forth, packing and unpacking. I like this one. This is new. This is a better footbridge than last year's. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, it is really pretty. Yeah. Wow. You
So
just kind of,
I've got my Canon selfie working now. It didn't work for years, and I can make 5 by 7 glossy photos and send them to people, you know, like just, yeah. The only thing is ink and paper. Isn't it pretty?
yeah.
Baba did a good job because I have to watch that ego, you know, because I think they're really pretty. I really like them, you know. It's like, oh, you're supposed to like your own work like that, but I don't think it's me. Here's Baba. This is
Well, oh, I see. Mayhair's going. She's the host.
okay.
So, yeah, it's time to wind it up. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. Anyway, you shouldn't get me started, right? It's like it's making me see all the work I have.
Oh, we
to
should
do.
make a special, we should make a special event for you to show your work. Special program.
I need help with you to show me how to, because when I go and I do the art show thing, you know, the exploring art, we don't know how to do spotlighting, and you know, it's just like meaty, not the way I want it to be, you know. So there's little things that I could learn that would help look better, you know, like spotlighting. And
Mhm.
I don't know if I should be a co-host or co-host or something. Because I don't have any control. And
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I'll let
You should have a host to spotlight your work. You
Well,
should
I
plan
do.
ahead
I
what you're
don't
doing.
think I'm not sure she knows how to do it like,
Oh, Diana, you mean? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, well, we can talk about this later. Yeah,
yeah, I'll let you go because I got to rest. too.
and you should organize your art and know what you want to show, and the host should, yeah, we could work together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Well, I know you're busy
Okay.
too.
All right.
Okay,
So I guess we'll go now. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
okay.
That was nice to have the stories. Nighty night, Yasmin. Nice to hear from you again. Okay. Say Baba all.
Happy Mother's Day.
Ralph, enjoy your
Where do you find the spotlight? Where do you find that spotlight? thing?
Oh, it's easy. You go to more. No, I'm on a computer. You go to the person's name, your name. Right
Okay,
now
let
you're spotlighted.
I go to participants, right? Yeah.
Yes, go to participants. Go to your name.
But let me reverse the
Oh,
camera.
but you're not a host. You have to be at least a co-host. I'll make you a co-host right now. Okay, let's say goodbye and we'll stop recording and then I'll show you how to do this.
Okay, okay.
Stop recording.
You can go back and edit that part out.